I am going to start by placing the traced image onto this paint over support. This is a failed painting, and I'm going to use it to create this portrait. You'll see that I'm not going to trace this on this failed painting, but I'm just getting an idea as to where to properly place it to make the best use of that space. What I will do in a minute is move it off to the side and just freehand draw those shapes. Now, to prepare this panel, I scraped off as much paint as I could on the panel, and then I took some Gambar and really gave it a good scrubbing. This is just to make sure that I got anything that might get in the way of muddying my colors off of this panel. So you can see that this drawing pretty much matches what I did on the tracing paper. Now that I have the basic placement, I'm going to proceed with a little bit more drawing, and then I'm going to start blocking in. I know that this is very confusing to look at, but I can see what I'm going for. And as soon as I start to block in, it will start to be very clear to you also. So please just continue watching. Okay, we're going to proceed with the block in, and we're going to get rid of some of the confusion by painting in the background all around the drawing. Let's begin the portrait with the eyes. With the eyes and the nose complete, we now move to the full block-in. And of course, like always, I will speed this up. Blocking in with the oil medium, you need to start with the darkest darks. Seeing the photo reference as you do, you can see that I am starting with the cast shadow area of Pepper. And Pepper is owned by a neighbor that I had in childhood who we have always kept in contact all these years. She's a very good friend, and I am going to gift this portrait to her. Once I get Pepper's full body color in, all the confusion will go away. Now you can see that I'm putting in a slightly lighter value, but it is still in the dark value range. It is always better to go darker than you need to on a block-in with oil. This is because it's much easier to go lighter after the block-in is done than to find out that you went too light and try to go darker. You would have to scrape everything off and start over, at least in the passage involved. And with those few strokes, the block-in is complete. Now we're going to develop the actual characteristics of the hair on this sweet little Pepper. So what you've been seeing me do here is using the dark color to really accentuate the bone structure of Pepper. I want to get that pretty well nailed, because if I don't have her bone structure looking correctly, then all the brushwork I do that follows will not make a difference. So let's get started on the hair growth and the variations in the color of her fur. You will be seeing a lot of brushwork. And I'm painting wet into wet. And this is something that takes practice. And I've been painting for over 30 years, so I have a measure of confidence that each brushstroke I put down will count. This passage here, I'm keeping in real time, so you can see that I'm actually thinking about every single stroke. You can't see me doing this, but I am looking repeatedly at the source, trying to locate the best way for me to indicate the hair pattern on Pepper. I know my hand is in the way here, but I am making a stroke from the bottom to the top. Note also that I am cleaning my brush after every passage. Idea here is to bring this up a little bit. I'm not going to try to get every individual hair here, but I want to suggest the hair pattern. Okay. got eyelashes that whoever grooms her is keeping them intact. I'm gonna adjust this background here. I'm gonna put a highlight right there. I'm not sure I like what I did here. Disappear to look like the hair is casting a shadow. Alrighty, now the only questionable thing here is I gotta come down a little bit more here.